Thanks for downloading a 3CR podcast. 3CR is an independent community radio station based in Melbourne, Australia. We need your financial support to keep going. Go to www.3cr.org.au for more information and to donate online. Now stay tuned for your 3CR podcast.
We're putting up new buildings, we're knocking down the old. We're working in the summer heat and in the winter cold. And the labour power we sell, me boys, for a hard-earned weekly pay produces mighty profits for the greedy MBA. And whether we were born here or born in Italy, in Greece, in Spain or Ireland, in England or Fiji, we all of us are workers, united we must stand, until the wealthy bludgers have been driven from our land. We faced deregistration, it backfired in the face. We're not fooled by arbitration, we won't stay in our place. We hit the bosses hard and fast to win and keep our gains, and break a couple of concrete pours to back our log of claims. So keep your powder dry and hold your head up high. It's class to class and face to face, our limit is the sky. We've got a fighting history and we never will be cowed. Our builders' labour is a name to make a man feel proud.
And it's good morning from the Concrete Gang, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed on 3CR Community Radio on 8:55 AM dial. And we'd like to say good morning to, he's back, Buzza.
Back in town.
And Stringbean.
The award-winning Concrete Gang.
Oh, I forgot that.
Also podcasting, but you've got to remember we've won awards. We are award-winning, longest-running radio show in the world. Ever.
And Annie, who's on the dials, who hasn't got a microphone. So
happy birthday!
Oh, thanks.
Happy birthday, Gorilla!
Yeah, Can you tell me who won out of the Bombers and the Lions last week?
Oh, we're going down that road, are we? So you're backing to start throwing stones, are you? Oh, that's all right. No, that's all right.
Sorry. No, it is.
Every time you ring, you go, you've got it sewn up, we get done. You are the biggest. I
didn't ring last week.
You're going to be in a glass cabinet next to Farlap, the biggest Jonah I've ever struck.
I never rang last week.
I know. I had my phone off so you couldn't. That didn't help either. Anyway, I don't think the listeners want to hear about the Bombers at the moment, but they probably want to hear about the Concrete Gang, Stringbean.
Tomorrow is the big day. Big day. It's happening tomorrow. Palace Hotel, 11 o'clock. Let's do it. I've heard the ad running on 3CR.
Yeah, all right.
Fantastic ad. Giving it a plug here and there.
And he's laughing. Can't be too good.
It's always a good event, and it's going to be another good one tomorrow, so make sure you're there.
And I'll tell you what, if you go there tomorrow and don't win a prize, don't ever buy a Tats Lotto ticket again, because we've got that many prizes. If you can't win one, something's wrong.
We're going to miss our little mate George too. He won't be able to make it.
Yeah, Georgie won't be able to make it. We couldn't get him fit enough in time, but anyway.
We'll get a couple of the other old stages up there and get them into the seats and see if we can get a story or two about the original days.
Well, if you got here early enough, you would have realised we're not doing the radio show there. But anyway, as usual,
I'm still thinking about that cake that you bought a few years ago. That was a good cake.
Yeah, the one that you got caught stealing half of it to take home.
Oh, I had one piece.
No, you got caught stealing it.
No, I had one piece.
Anyway,
doing the takeaways.
The $600 cake.
So we're not doing the show now, are we?
Well, let's not talk about it now.
Sorry.
No,
tell the listeners.
What we're going to do is we're going to be going around interviewing all the punters at the Concrete Gang too, and asking them questions about what they think about the Concrete Gang, and if they like Buzza on the show, they want to throw him off and all that sort of stuff. And
geez, I'm a bit worried about that. I was sort of thinking I was going to go down there, be head and centre of the radio show. And
you'd never turn up anyway, so what's the difference? You're too busy worried about number one.
Although Buzza's our experienced interviewer. Last year, Buzza was doing the interviews for CFMEU TV, I remember. So He's
hang on.
He'll be our lead interviewer tomorrow, I think.
They're the opposition, aren't they?
Well, listen, Buzza.
They're the opposition. Can't give them a free kick.
As someone said, stop talking about yourself and let's get on with what we've got to talk about.
Yeah, what do we want to talk about?
Well, it's been an interesting week. We've got a few things to talk about. There's a mob out here called the Ryman Group. They're a New Zealand mob and they build retirement villages. And to say they're not union friendly would be understatement of the year. They've built a couple here already and there's been all sorts of things happen. They're building a new one out at Mulgrave. It's $100 million retirement village and they're not ever interested in talking Stringbean. They want us to serve a right of entry to talk to them.
Right of entry to have a chat.
Yeah. How far? I mean, how ridiculous is this getting?
Well,
honestly?
given that they tried to prosecute a couple of union officials for having a cup of tea, and that they were mates. I mean, you got to watch yourself these days, don't you?
Is it getting? Is that how? I just said, let's go over the road, have a coffee, have a chat. No, right of entry to do that, mate. So this Ryman Group, New Zealand, and this is the thing that concerns me. I mean, look what happened to the unions in New Zealand. And now they're coming over here trying to do that here. We've got the Chinese coming building buildings and, all sorts of stuff going on, not respecting the wages and conditions we've got here. We've got to start watching over our shoulder, some of these blokes.
Yeah, and I think if you remember rightly, it was our old mate Sukilala, Mr. Cochrane's himself, Michael Clemens. Yeah, he goes over there and does some big jobs over there.
He's a New Zealander himself.
He's a Kiwi and he's in partnership with a mob called League Constructions, one of the worst mobs in New Zealand. If you can get any lower than them in New Zealand, well, there you go. So,
the good news is I didn't get that job at Monash Uni, so that's good news.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
And what are the wages and conditions in New Zealand where union membership's so low, it's been decimated?
They're trying to get superannuation up over there. They've been trying for 5 years, can't get it up. And they've got a lot of foreign labour coming in and there's no quotas given about how they bring them in and or anything like that. So it's a bit of a battle over there trying to get in. There's a lot of tower cranes up in Auckland at the moment and my old mate Morris, who's the construction organiser over there. All the best to you too, mate. I'm not sure if he listens all the way from New Zealand. Right?
Well, we go all over the world, mate. Award-winning concrete gang.
Well, I'll give him a call and tell him to switch on this weekend. Podcast. We are podcast.
Podcast available in New Zealand, yeah.
Is it?
It is.
And
on the website.
So stay tuned for the Ryman Group. Look out. There's just another mob coming over here trying to undercut all our wages and conditions. What else we got, Stringbean?
We got plenty to talk about. If we're talking about job news, certainly John Holland have put their head up again for a bit of a mention down in Hobart. We've had a bit of Tassie news lately, haven't we? But Hobart Hospital, supposed to be one of the, it is the biggest job happening in Tasmania and supposed to be a stand-up, public-funded job, taxpayer money. But absolute shocking. If anyone's seen the photos of the site there, just a disgrace. And one of the reasons it might be a disgrace is because they had a foreman there who was actually doing something about safety. So what do you think they did with him? Gave him the arse, got rid of him, sent him off somewhere else because he's too good on safety.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what you do.
They've had a great history, John Holland's, have they?
And all just to save a few pennies, apparently. Like John Holland don't get enough. Mind you, every dollar of profit they make goes off to the Chinese government. So why our taxpayer money should be spent, sending profits over there, I don't really know. But that's the situation in Hobart. Giving people a flick for standing up on safety in the job's a shocker. And John Holland, not the only big company obviously disgracing themselves. CPB, we've had a couple of... It's taken a while for the mail to get in, actually. I don't know, this one must have come in by carrier pigeon from all the way from Werribee. But story goes, there was a serious incident down there a few weeks ago and a bloke was seriously injured. And it took they didn't want to report it, didn't want to, no WorkSafe report, no sending the bloke off to hospital or anything because they're trying to put it under the carpet. And the bloke's boss had to come in the truck, pick him up and take him to hospital himself. Just a shocker. And followed up last week by an excavator on the Metro Tunnel job, I think in that Franklin Street bit where they've got all the, a lot of plant all in the one spot. Not much space, and an excavator's knocked a panel through a window, apparently. So, and again, just trying to sweep it under the carpet, not getting reported in. So, CPB, trying to deny
Ex-Laytons.
Yeah, exactly. Ex-Laytons, Simic.
Change the name, not the model.
Corrupt company, always bad safety. And, again, getting government work. So these government jobs, they've got to lift their game, surely. We've got a Labor government here. You'd think we can do a bit better.
You'd think so.
What do you got, Buzza?
What we got is, I'll tell you what we have got.
What have we got?
A bit of news on the code, our famous code. There's going to be a short campaign on the code, on where we're at. Obviously, we're still waiting for another go in the Senate to get it to see if we can put a bit of pressure on our mates out there who claim to be a Xenophon, and stay tuned, Darren Hinch and Pauline Hanson. But there's been some mass meetings around Australia with Lend-Lease. Their agreement come back with about 10 items in it, being looked at by Hadskish's office, and some of the items include the RDO roster day calendar, the Christmas shutdown, the Easter shutdown, any consultation clauses, 56-hour working week, hours on Friday. There's a bit of an extra clause in the Lend-Lease agreement about which sort of preferences jobs for Lend-Lease employees, i.e. Peggy's, crane crews and all that. That's been deemed ineligible under the code. So we've got motions passed around Australia at the moment to support the union's position, and the union's position at the moment is we're not negotiating around the code. We're sticking to what we've got, the EBA, and stay tuned. So we're going around. There was a meeting held in New South Wales on Wednesday. Queensland's sort of out of the deal at the moment. They're doing their own thing up there, but the rest of the states of Australia are right behind the union's position.
Fair enough, mate.
And another shout out. I don't know if we did it last week, but the Boral mob.
Yes,
we did. Well, we did give them a mention last week, didn't we?
Yeah, we did
For sticking with their agreement.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, and there's been something happened since. I'm not sure. I'm not right up to date with that, but yeah, they voted it out. They voted it out. The brothers up there. Yeah. So
yeah, very good. Very good to see.
Yeah.
But Boral are making threats now that they're going to shut down that company, and within a certain time frame. Stay tuned for that too to see what happens there, because they won't negotiate around the code.
Yeah, fascinating, isn't it? I think there's a word for that, for threatening people with the sack for not signing an agreement. Isn't there a word? It might start with a colour and end with some form of letter writing. What is it? Something.
Geez, you got me.
Blackmail, I think it is.
Oh, that. Oh, yeah. Well,
different for them though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one rule for them, another rule for us. Usual story. But that is disgraceful.
And while I think we might cut the track and just let the punters concentrate on their Wheaties and that, and we'll come for the track Spectrum, I'll Be Gone. There it was. I'll be gone, and hopefully a few of these rats will be gone soon too, because there's plenty lurking around. And talking about that, the Ozco job, there's a new build around Ozco, but there might be a new company, but some of the old blokes that have been getting around the jobs, Buzza, Gary Young.
Oh, Gary, he's been around, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been around.
Dodged a few bullets, hasn't he?
Apparently he's on holidays at the moment, as you would be, because he saved a lot of money on the job because he refusing to supply coffee and tea and sugar to the men on site. So we reckon that's how he's got his holiday away, because he used to do all right advertising on his cars too, but that's another story. But anyway, Gary, good on you, mate. I hope you enjoy your holiday while the boys got no coffee and sugar. But anyway.
Well, at least we've improved the standard of safety on that job. Well, we've been down there a few times, and
stop slewing your head around. You got to talk to the microphone.
It wasn't the greatest in the greatest nick. What was it when we first went down there?
No, it wasn't. In fact, it got stopped.
We've got a new rep down there, haven't we? We've got a new rep down there.
We have.
How's he going?
Doing a very good job. Very good job. Job's improved. No help from the management.
Oh, well, there you go. We'll stay tuned. We'll stay tuned and see if they win any more work, that mob. But they're popping up everywhere, aren't they? I see mobs like that Stella. They're just coming from everywhere, aren't they?
Yes, Ironside. That's BPM, isn't it? Ironside.
Yeah, it is
BPM.
Name. He's got 400 companies, so, it's good day to our mate out there, Jonathan.
How can you have 400 companies?
Oh, it's just a way of dodging tax, I think. Right?
Yeah.
We're going to deal with them. So we have to have another BPM reading from the blog of Jonathan Hallinan, won't we?
Oh, yeah, selling the candles.
The wanker of the week.
The spiritual leader of the construction industry.
He makes candles, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Scented candles.
What's the go with all those candles? Have you ever seen one of them candles that smells them? They reckon they're all scented. They don't smell. They smell like shit when you light them and when you put them out.
Yeah, so all those jobs, they're popping up everywhere, them ones, aren't they? Really, they're all over.
What, candles?
Bayside Construction.
Oh, another mob, yeah, another.
They've come out of nowhere.
Yeah, another one. Not to mention the usuals. Element 5.
Element 5. Well, have they had a week? Should we talk about Element 5 for a minute?
We should.
Because, we've had plenty of them in the show, and they've had a pretty shocking year, obviously, starting out with a fatality and another incident that we only uncovered recently from Freedom Information, that they'd hardly started the year, the 11th of January, and had a bloke fall 3.8 metres. Another serious injury. But last week we had another bloke come in from a VCon job, got a broken wrist, another fall. So you've had one fatality, three people now seriously injured from falls, and a bloke who got his thumb degloved. So this is a company just unbelievable, and the amount of attention they're getting. They've hundreds of WorkSafe visits, and yet they still can't improve. They still can't stop injuring workers, putting lives at risk. And of course, we've had the report about the site manager down in Malvern for VCon.
Yeah, he's a colourful character, isn't he?
Colourful.
Threats and abuse to a young 26-year-old union employee and her family in writing, no question about it. Sent her an email, copied in another boss, just to make it clear that he did think about it and he was very proud of what he was saying. And anyway, we've got that email. He's been arrested and charged. He's out on bail now, I think. But arrested and charged with threats under a telecommunications device or whatever it is. But do you think VCon cares? So the employers of the unionists have written to VCon saying, this bloke, this is no good. You've got to act on it. And what do you think they've done? Absolutely nothing. He's still site manager down in Malvern. So we've had some officials go on and pay him a visit. And in the meantime, a photo has been released on Facebook of this guy. He seems to have a little collection. And so the officials are on there. And he
collects dolls, doesn't he?
He does, a certain kind of doll.
Oh, yeah.
And
mate, this bloke should be...
So he's busy trying to kick all the officials off site. He calls the police. I mean, he's already had a run-in with the police in the last week. You'd think he'd be staying quiet, but no, he calls the police on the union to try to keep the safety officials off the job.
He calls the police to lock himself up, or what?
Well, you'd hope so. But so while they're discussing the legalities of it all, certain union official, probably twice the size of this site manager, looks at him and says, "Where do you keep your dolls, mate? Where are they in the filing cabinet, or do you keep it in the car? Is there a quick release valve, mate? Is it just going to pop out of your jacket or what?"
Where did they get this bloke from? You got to wonder down there, don't you?
Well, mate, this is what happens. Those mobs at the bottom of the food chain, and that's what they get as far as subcontractors and site management. That they pay them peanuts, they get monkeys. In this case, they get
Trio.
A sex doll collector.
well, we could call him Jerry G or Ron Blaskett, couldn't we? Because he's got the dolls.
May Construction. I just keep thinking of them now. Really, they're just popping up everywhere, aren't they?
May Construction, one of our old favourites.
Oh, Maycon they call them now. Yeah.
Oh, Maycon.
Yeah, that's how
They must have gone broke and started.
Oh, yeah. Better check the financials.
Yeah, there's plenty of them out there. What do we got next, boys?
You're at Figurehead. Figurehead, there's another one.
Figurehead. Yeah, one of your mates.
Oh, Foursquare.
Foursquare, yeah. And if you're working for them, mate, they are going dusting and owe plenty of money. Some bloke reckons that wasn't the case, but it's been proven to be.
Stay tuned.
Speaking of owing money, Roquez, another one of our friends, panel yard up in Shepparton, owing some money for a that I think has been sorted out, but one amount that hasn't been sorted out. There was a meeting last night, it wasn't discussed, but CBus have had them in court trying to get their money, the superannuation paid. But what else happened, Buzza? There was a members' meeting? Any other reports from CBus?
It wasn't as fiery as the last couple of years. I think the reason for that being is that we look like we're in the closing stages of picking up this app, which might stop all the privacy issues at least. And we've obviously got the card sent out with the code on it. Now all we need is the app. A few more finer details to get to then. They talked about how many jobs they've provided for CBus properties, 75,000, which is a good effort. Some of the West Australia's looking for some jobs, but over in Victoria we're going pretty well with that sort of stuff. We just need that app. I'll tell you what we can do with that app. We might put to bed their debt collectors because I don't think they're that successful. I think the best debt collectors are the CFMEU organisation as a whole, rather than worrying about subcontracting out to debt collectors. So I think stay tuned. The app is the big go, and I reckon give it another month and we should be close to it, right?
Exactly, because
11% was, I think it's called 11%.
11% return over the last year, which is fantastic.
Yeah, and I think that's about the average over 25 years, right?
That's right, and plenty to defend it from. Obviously, anything that does well for workers, the government's going to attack. So, good to hear that CBus is going to take them on head on. There's an advertising campaign coming out, taking on the banks and the Turnbull government, and that's really good to see. But I would have heard more, but I think I got run over by Buzza on his way to get a handshake from Steve Bracks.
He's done it again, has he?
You've thrown that out. That's a lie.
He's pushed you out the way. He's just he's done that to me.
Yeah. I'll sort them. So you don't have to mention my name. I'll go downstairs and sort that 100 out too on the top of that list.
What? Wasn't going to mention your name at all, Buzza, were you?
See that? There,
speaking of debt collecting.
You were talking about debt collecting. I was about to say there's a few people outstanding on the 3CR debt collecting. I wasn't going to mention that your name was on the top of the list and you owe $100, but now that you brought it up, I'm going to mention it, all right?
Yeah, no, I'll be down there. I'll sort that out today.
We aren't going to mention it because there is a few outstanding ones, but we understand people get trouble getting in here and sending checks and all that. But anyway, if you owe a bit of money for the concrete gang, send it in. We're going well. We've got, as we said earlier, we've got the function tomorrow, and that should put the icing on the top. If we get a 200 or 300 at the function tomorrow, it'll be fantastic.
If a bloke on a pension can do $50 each pension check, then you can get your money in if you've pledged.
Yeah, well done, Buzz, on your pension check too, mate.
Yeah, I'll sort that out.
All right, we'll get the scallywags. Now we're running out of time.
Where's your name?
My name's in the paid group. 500, mate. Not like yours.
500 did you do?
Yeah, don't worry about me, mate. I'm not scared.
Hang on. Let me show me the list.
Anyway. There's the big day tomorrow. One thing we haven't mentioned is the special announcement. Tomorrow will be the Peggy of the Year. Big competition. There's been a lot of entries, and make sure you're there. You can't
be there to win it.
You can't win it if you're not there. That's right.
Righto, scallywags. Well, I'm throwing in Ryman for a start. Ryman doing these massive jobs for the New Zealand company coming over here wanting to break down our wages and conditions. I'm throwing them in. I'm throwing in Gary Young from Osco. Tell him not to supply coffee, tea and sugar to the blokes because he needs to go on holidays. He needs money to do that. Who you got, Stringy?
John Hollands for a disgrace down in Tasmania, sacking the foreman for being good on safety, and CPB for 2 incidents trying to sweep him under the carpet, serious incidents, Werribee Shit Farm and the City Metro job, big jobs.
Buzza.
I can't beat any of them this week, so...
Jesus.
Right,
hang on, Element 5, VCon... for keeping a site manager on. What a disgrace.
Oh, yeah, jeez. Jerry G. Ron Blaskett. All right, so who is it? I'm going for the Ryman Group. Because how can you discuss? How can you sort things out if they're not even going to discuss things with you?
Well, that is bad. But what do we know what they're doing yet? Is it too early? I mean, we've got big contractors putting off a foreman for being good on safety.
Yeah, it's
having
not
a
bad.
disgraceful. John Holland's history. Yeah. Well,
who
are
we going for? Yeah, it's all right. You're going to be running out of time shortly.
Well, I reckon
Ryman Group.
Ryman Group it is. You've been outvoted, Stringy. Ryman Group, have we got a Suki Lala? Ryman Group Scallywags a week. Any Suki Lalas?
we could put in the Vic on site manager who doesn't want to talk about his private life and his dolls.
He's sucked up, as you would. He's done the business. So anyway, we'll see you all tomorrow at the Palace Hotel, 11 a.m. For the Concrete Gang pull-up. Should be a great day. And looking forward. So thanks for all your support so far. Hope you finish it off with a good day tomorrow. And we'll go at the same old way. Dare to struggle.
Dare to win.
If you don't fight,
you lose.
Good morning from the Concrete Gang.
And a massive happy birthday to Gorilla.
Audience who's got a birthday today. Happy birthday to you.
You've been listening to a 3CR podcast produced in the studios of independent community radio station 3CR in Melbourne, Australia. For more information, go to allthews.3cr.org.au.